What's up, beautiful warriors? This is your Crisscross Yogance. When I dance, I love playing with crisscrossing shapes and intertwining them. I find that visually it's more pleasing to the eye, and also it's a lot of fun to do. Because let's be real, life is not linear, and I love playing with movement that emulates life. I use my movement practice to understand my life better. It helps me have some sense of peace in a world that is chaotic. Crisscrossing this way and that way, and constantly changing directions, we never know what's going to happen. The Crisscross Yogance is very much that, so it's going to be a lot of fun today. Always remember to take the outline that I give you and make it your own, mix it and match it a little bit more, make it even crazier than what I offer, and have a whole lot of fun with it. Let's get started. As mentioned, this Yogance is going to have a lot of directional changes and a lot of crosses, so let's try to keep the right and the left in check, especially for a girl with dyslexia. This is going to be quite the challenge, but let's just get started. Let's do it, and we'll figure it out together. So we're going to start at the top of the mat with the feet together. Remember our standing position. I speak of it in every single class because the standing position is in every posture. This Tadasana is in every posture. So the feet are rooted. I like to think of my pinky toe, my big toe, and my heels spread evenly throughout the soles of my feet. My pubis is squeezing. I like to press my heels into each other so I don't let any space between my legs. I'm actively very engaged and working. As my pubis lifts, my belly button sucks into the lower back, so it feels really nice, like an extension in the lower back, almost like a lower back massage. Again, engaged. My booty is just naturally engaged. It's not pressing or squeezing or anything of this nature. Big breath, opening up through the ribs, and then thinking of taking the rib cage back, just very naturally. Rolling the shoulders backwards and away from the ears, lots of space. All the way extending through the fingertips, so lots of space in my body. The neck is long. The chin is tucked just ever so slightly to keep a nice long neck. And then the crown of my head is rising as my soles of the feet root, so there's a lot of length. From here, we're going to inhale. The arms will come up high as we rise up on the toes, keeping the same position that I just spoke about, which means the heels have to squeeze together. I find a moment of balance, and then I cross, first crisscross, I cross the top of my hands here. As I bring down and put down my sweater, I slip down the sweater. If I want, I can stay up on my toes to play with balance. If that's too hard, it's cool, just bring the toes down. When I arrive all the way at the bottom, I put on the whole body suit. I take a breath, and then I rise back up, and then take the whole bodysuit off, finding again a nice rise, tall position, extending through the fingertips, nice and tall. So again, faster, that would be inhale up, exhale, put on the bodysuit, inhale, prep, exhale, take off the bodysuit. To make it a little bit more difficult, you just play with the balance. Rising up and down on the toes. Yes, beautiful. So from here, you're going to go ahead and sit back into your chair. Again, squeezing the knees together. We want no space in the knees, squeezing even the heel bones together and the toes together. Everything is nice and tight, and then the belly button rises up nice and tall. So there's a lot of activity. We're just not sitting back. You can bounce in this a little bit. If you want to make it harder, again, come up high on the toes. Now we're going to put on a sock the same way we put on the sweater. We're going to bring our hands down, slip on the sock on the right foot, bring it all the way up. When it gets to about the knee, you're going to grab the knee and bring it towards your chest. Good. Hold right there and find the balance, extending nice and tall. Then the right leg is going to extend front as it carries all the way back, and we reach long through the fingertips. The left knee is slightly bent, and we're just finding tons of length. Bring up that leg as high as possible. Drop the arms to the floor. Good, and then the back leg is going to circle either way. I want you to keep switching it every time we do it. And also allowing the entire rib cage and torso to move with it. Nice big breath. Good, even circling through the entire pelvis. So let it kind of move. Put the right toes down as far back as you can, and then the left foot will slip back into a three-legged down dog. Just like we did the other leg, the top leg is going to do big circles, allowing the torso to move with it as well. Again, keep changing directions every time we do this. Then reach the left toes up high, keep the ribs tucked in, squeeze and lengthen, and then bring the left knee to your nose as you come forward. Squeezing and compressing everything together, pushing away from the floor. Now you're going to cross the bent knee, the left knee over the bottom leg, the right leg. And you're going to do this cross-legged down dog. From there, walk the hands back just a little bit, and then go ahead and turn towards your left side until you're seated. From here, we're going to stay exactly in the same position, just crisscross the legs to the other side. And then you're going to set the right foot down, which is this top leg. You're going to rotate back the same direction you came towards the right. The right arm is going to follow through, and then you're going to find your vinyasa. Push up, up dog. I like to keep my toes tucked under my up dog. That way I don't kind of collapse into my lower back, but I can keep lots of length. And then push back into the down dog position. Take a couple breaths. My laundry's done. From there, walk forward to your hands. Good, and for now, we're going to finish the first part like this. We're going to take a flat back, even though this won't be in the sequence. Fold, and then rise all the way up to the sky. Finish nicely. Good, let's review all of this on the left side. Here we go, left side. If you already find yourself struggling with this a bit, just find ways to modify and make it easier. Your leg can always be lower, your hands can always be on the floor or wherever you need them to be to help you balance. What I show you is the way my body moves, but the whole point of this is for you to get connected with your body. So always be sure to move like you. Listen to the body conversation. If your body's saying, I like it a little bit more like this or a little bit more like that, that's great, then that's your recipe. All right, left side, feet together. You're gonna inhale the arms up. You're gonna slip on the whole bodysuit. And as you do this, really feel how your body is connected. When you reach the bottom, go ahead and slip it back up. Reach up nice and tall. And then go ahead and exhale into the chair, keeping the knees together. Try to sit back, try to keep the chest up just a little bit. You don't want it to be completely folded in. Good, go ahead and slip on the sock on the left foot. When it reaches the knee, rise up and grab the knee to your chest. Try to keep the bottom knee as straight as possible. And if your knee is here, that's fine. If your knee is here, that's fine. Maybe you're even here. All of this is great. It's the same work, just different shapes. From there, extend the left leg long to the front. Let it slip through the back. Bend the right knee as you reach forward. Try to find maximum length from the back toe to the fingertips. Bottom knee is bent. I place my hands down. My back foot makes big circles. And here I can keep my leg bent, or maybe even when I want to rise up into passing through a needle. If I want to make it a little bit harder. Or a handstand is good here if you have a good handstand practice. Go ahead and put the top foot down onto the floor, tuck the toes under. So it's almost like you're going to go into a push-up, but instead that front leg, the right leg, reaches up nice and tall. Making a nice wide shape, big circle with the back foot. Getting the torso in it as well, but also keeping a lot of activation, pushing away from the floor. Don't let your body sink. Good, inhale, reach up high. Exhale, bring the right knee to your nose. Push out of the shoulder girdle. Cross the right knee over the left. Walk the hands back just a little bit. You're going to turn towards your left side. Keep the legs as they are. Crisscross. Returning back the way you came. And then taking your vinyasa. Easier vinyasa would be put the knees down. Take your push-up. Maybe just a sphinx with the belly on the floor, lifting up through the chest. And then pushing back up on all fours. Tugging the toes under and finding your down dog. That's also an option. Let's just take a couple breaths in this down dog. Walk the feet forward or jump to handstand, depending on what level you're at in your practice. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Rise all the way up, maybe a micro bend in the knee to soften. And then hands in prayer. Beautiful. Let's try to do the right and the left side a little bit more fluid. So what we're trying to do is start combining these postures or these movements to create a dance. Yogance. Let's go to the right side. Moving through the transitions a little smoother. Here we go. Inhale the arms up. Put the bodysuit on. Bodysuit off. Chair. Slip in the right sock. Bring it all the way up. Extend front. Carry it back. Hands down. Circles. Step the right foot back. Three-legged down dog. Circles. Remember to keep changing the direction of the circles. Inhale, reach up high, three-legged down dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, cross the left over the right. Exhale, go ahead and rotate all the way around. Crisscross the legs. Take it right back where you came from. And take your version of the vinyasa, which again can be creative. So to add on, you can do this, we can have some waves. We can have some circles. And then we all meet in a down dog. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. Walk or jump to your hands. Good. And then finish off however you want. Maybe even here this changes. Instead of a flat back, maybe you rise. Find some body waves. And we all end with the hands in prayer. So I'll always keep challenging you to find your way. And your way, by the way, is never actually defined. It will continue to change. I want you to keep exploring this creatively. Let's do the left side. Here we go. Inhale, arms up. Keep the breath very alive. Exhale, slip the bodysuit on. Right away, take it off. Right away, sit back in the chair. Slip on the left sock. So we're starting to combine these movements a little smoother. Extend the left leg. Left leg carries back. Reach. Hands down. Circle. Go the opposite way you went before. Set that foot down. Right leg carries back. Three-legged down dog. Circle. Reach the right leg up. Inhale. Exhale. Knee to nose. Maybe even here you want to add a circle with the knee. Cross the right over the left. Walk the hands back just a little bit. Go ahead and turn towards your left. Crisscross the legs. Turn right back and take your version of the vinyasa. Keep changing up this pattern. Try different things. Meeting a down dog. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. This is where we'll add on for the second half, but for now, jump or walk to your hands. I'll meet you at the top, however you want. Again, changing it up, different versions every time. And then just one breath together. Beautiful. Remember to combine the breath with the movement. That's really important. As creative as your movements are, I want your breath to stay with them as well. Let them mix and match and play with them. So go ahead and pause the video. Work on this first section alone. Get it in your memory body bank, and then we'll come back and add on. Adding on to our crisscross masterpiece. We just finished in a down dog. We're going to take the right side first. From here, two options. So beginner option would be to cross the right over the left, step it a little bit forward, then the left over the right, then the right over left, almost right to where you're outside of the right hand, and then the left hand does the same. And then you're going to go ahead and slip into a malasana, a low squat. If this isn't accessible to you, go ahead and do it how you want. Maybe rocking back and forth, or maybe the hips are a little bit higher up. That's fine too. The more advanced version would be to actually jump. So you jump with the right over the left, since we're doing the right side. You cross, and then you jump right into the squat. Boom. If you want to take it up a notch, try to find the handstand. Right over left. And then lower softly into the squat. So three options: beginner, intermediate, advanced. From here, we're going to massage the spine. We're going to roll back in this exact position and end in a seated butterfly. Now I'm going to give you some options here with this fun roll. A simpler option would be to keep it more basic. So maybe if you're afraid of rolling back or you're not quite there yet, use your hands, find the roll, maybe just squeeze the knees into your chest, and then go ahead and roll back up into butterfly. And then maybe go ahead and do the same, roll back, maybe the legs are up, come back up, and use your hands to find the squat. The intermediate version would be kind of what I showed, which is to keep the same shape. Butterfly, supported plow, maybe play a little bit with your legs. That'd be fun too, making different shapes. And then rolling back into your squat. Advanced version would be to sustain the plow position with no hands. By the way, be very gentle with your neck here. Don't look side to side, always look up. The neck is very sensitive. So you would roll back, try to find the balance point. And then when you roll forward, find a boat pose. Roll back, try to find the balance point again. And then just come into seated first, and then try to find the squat without the momentum. Yeah, try that. It's super fun. So those are my 3 options, but feel free to explore and do what comes to you. From this squat, to finish off this section, you're going to keep the same shape as we did before, which is to keep the elbows right with the knees as you squeeze up. The whole lower back contracts like a cat. You press your elbows into the knees, squeeze the lower belly in, a lot happening. Once you find this position, place the hands on top of the knees, push a little bit higher up, find more of a contraction, and then place the hands on the chest, open up the heart wide in the space. And then here we are finding ourselves in standing. So if we were to do this with smooth transitions, it would look like this. Yes, and you want to keep it very breathy. Obviously here, the only difference on right and left side would be the intro into all the rolling. So let's go ahead and take the down dog on the left side and just kind of feel that. So instead of crossing the right here, I would cross the left. Remember, the more beginner version was to just cross as you walk it forward to find a squat. And the more advanced version was to jump into it and maybe even possibly find an inversion. We roll back from here to find the butterfly. And you can change your shapes and have fun with them. We roll back to find the plow. Finding into a squat. Keeping the shape, maybe even exploring a flat back here before you contract with the hands. Don't press into the knees. Make sure they're right above the knee. Hands on the chest. Taking off the sweater. This is a totally sweater on, sweater off dance. And then here we are. All right, putting 1 and 2 together, right and left side all the way through, but nice and slow. Feet together, let's just take 2 breaths here. I got some voice. Here we go, inhale the arms up. Exhale, go ahead and put the bodysuit on. Slip it off. Sit back into the chair, put on the right sock. Bring it all the way up. Extend it forward. Take it back and reach long. Find the balance before you find your hands on the floor. 2 circles or maybe 3. Maybe even find a standing split there for a second. And reach the right toes back. Left follows, 3-legged down dog. Couple circles with the left leg in the sky. Reach up nice and tall. Left knee to nose. Cross the left over the right. Turn towards the right side, sit on the booty. Crisscross and switch the legs. Return and find your vinyasa. Let's just take a breath in the down dog before we crisscross to the squat. Right over left, whichever version you're taking. Find the squat, take a moment there. Good, now we're going to roll back into our butterfly. Stay in the butterfly. Just take a moment there, do what you need to do. Keep a lot of length in the spine. You're gonna roll back and find your version of the plow. Good. We're coming into a full squat. Once again, pressing the elbows into the knees, either flat back or round the back. Place the hands on the knees. Contract like a cat. Hands on the chest. Open up wide. Take off the sweater. Good. Take a couple breaths. And then we're going to slip into the left side a little bit smoother. There you go. Feet together. 2 breaths together. A little smoother, a little faster. Inhale, arms up. Put on the bodysuit. Take it off. Left sock. Extend, reach, and balance. Place the hands down, 2 circles. 3-legged down dog, right leg all the way up to the sky. 2 circles. Right knee to nose. Right leg crosses the left. Go ahead and sit down. Crisscross the legs. Vinyasa. Now we're flowing. We're starting to find the flow in this. Take a breath in the down dog. On left side, so the left is going to cross over the right. And we're going to find our squat. Rolling back. Butterfly. Rolling back, plow. Squat. First, second, third. Big breath. Beautiful. Go ahead and pause the video. Review all this on your own. Make sure that it's solid in your body. We'll come back and continue learning the sequence. Section 3 of 4. Let's continue on. We're doing great. So if you recall, we just finished the 1, 2, and then the 3. We're standing with our feet a little wider than hip distance apart. Our chest is open and wide, and we're very available and present. Right side means you're actually going to wind up to the left. So you're going to pivot and wind up to the left. And then you're going to take both arms, swooping huge circle as you pivot and cross your bottom leg. Continue the circle until you finish with your hands down on the floor. So the right leg will be crossed over the left. Ideally, what we want is this. We want to crisscross the legs to the other direction as I jump through a handstand. Okay? Now, I know that's not accessible to all, so beginner version would just be to find a little jump so you can start practicing getting your booty over your shoulders. The other important part of this is that you want to push the shoulder girdle out as you jump up. So you want to create distance from the floor. You don't want to sink into it. This is a mistake most people make when they jump into a handstand. You want to activate, push away from the floor, out of the shoulder girdles, and then lift up through the pubis. And then if you notice, my booty comes over my hips. That's how I find that moment of floating, a moment of balance. So that's option number 1, is just to do a little change. Option number 2 would be to actually try to find the handstand. So the booty over the hips and have a real moment of a handstand. And then down. If you want to make it more complicated, option number 3 is to bedazzle it up. You guys know how I like to bedazzle, So those are my ideas, but I want your ideas. How are you going to make this yours? Play with all of that, and you see, the more you play, the more surprises that will come into your body, and you'll be able to find your way. All right, so let's just go back to the standing. Let's take the left side. We finished the whole roll back to butterfly, roll back to the squat. We did 1, 2, 3. This is the left side, so we wind up towards the right. We do a big circle with our arms. This is action, but our feet cross to the left. I'm turning to the left. Boom. I end here with my left leg front, my right leg back. I take my version of the switcheroo, and I finish with the right over the left. This is the left side. From here, the back leg, the left leg, is going to wind around. You're going to get low. Wind around and cut over the right. So I'm in this position. I'm still up on my tippy toes here. And then from there, I'm going to take the weight to my hands and step the right foot back. So I end up right here. And in this position. My right knee is tucked in nice and close. My back leg is long. If I don't have this stretch fully yet, I can definitely maybe double stag it, so bend the back leg, and then here. Take a moment to stretch, maybe move around, maybe reach forward. From there, we're all actually going to find the double stag position, 2 legs bent. Hands or no hands, you're going to rotate to the other side, finding the double stag on the other side. But we're going to continue to go all the way around. So this back leg is going to carry. I'm spinning to my right side, I'm crossing it over, and I'm stepping it through my hands to find a high lunge. I know this seems complicated, but it's not. Once it gets in your body, you'll understand it. Keep the left hip back and rise up into the high lunge. Keep the weight on the front big toe so don't lose your balance. Make sure the back leg is a little bit off to the side, not in the same line. And we've reached this point. Before we go on, let's just review all that, because I know that's a lot. So let's go to the right side. Let's go into a squat. The elbows finished on the knees. We did 1, 2, 3, right? 1, pressing the hands into knees, bigger contraction. 2, hands on the chest, taking off the sweater. 3, right side means we prep to the left. We crisscross the legs as the arms make a big circle. We crisscross the legs again to find the left over the right. You're going to take the back leg, dip down low, carry it all the way around until it crosses to the front, and then unlock by taking the left leg back. Finishing here. Taking a moment to organize yourself, and you'll see that's a really cool move when you do it fluidly. We all meet in a double stag to the opposite direction. Back leg, right leg in this case, carries around. I'm turning to my right side. So as I'm here, I'm already tucking my left toes under. I'm bringing my right leg through my hands. Right hip back, squeezing through the pubis. Remember, form is everything. Pressing into the floor, root to rise. And here I am. Warrior 2 would be the next position. Front heel is in line with the back heel. Pulling away, everything pulling away from the center point with the pubis. Really dipping into the knee, lengthening everything nice and long. I reach with my right hand forward. I reverse my warrior, taking it back. And then I start to windmill my hands as my back leg comes in, first towards my heel, then rises up to passe, so that my toes are on the outside of my right knee. And here I find a twist to the left side. Either twist and passe, or I can extend if I want to make it a little bit harder, or maybe I even find it without the hold. I unwind the twist to the other side, backwards. Here we go, final movement. I reach up long. I put on my sweater again, all the way down, but instead of bringing it up this time, I lengthen the arms to the side. I reach for the sun, and I bring it into my heart space. Oh, and that's the whole sequence. Wasn't that cool? And it sets you up for the next side. So let's go ahead and do that whole third section on the left side. Let's take it from the squat, 1, 2, 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Left side, we prep to the right. Spin to left. Go ahead and change the legs. Right over the left. Dip down low. Left leg carries all the way around and crosses. The right leg steps back. We take a moment here. Double stag it. Back leg, left leg, all the way around and through. Finding the high lunge. Finding that, stretching through that back hip flexor feels great. Dropping the back heel, outer edge of the foot moves away from you, dipping into the knee, finding tons of length. Reach forward, reverse it. Here we go. Windmilling the arms. Back leg comes in, first to the heel, then passes all the way up. Arms keep windmilling until they find the twist, finding your version of the twist. And then they windmill backwards. reach up high, even maybe take a drop back bend if you can. That's more advanced version. And then rising up. Or maybe it's just a simpler version of that, just taking a little back bend. If you want to add a little back bend there. Then slipping on the sweater. Creating the sun. And then bringing that to your chest. 2 breaths. Beautiful. Let's do this third section a little bit faster and a little bit more fluid. And go ahead and add whatever you feel fits in here. Third section, a little bit more fluid. Let's go from right to left, right away. Let's start from the squat. Big deep breaths. Don't forget to breathe with your movement. If it feels strained, you're probably going too fast or too hard, so find a different way. There should be an ease to this. It shouldn't be easy, but there should be an ease to it. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Right side, we prep left, spin it around, and we're gonna switch the legs. Get low, right leg travels around, cuts back. Take it to the other side, right leg travels all the way around and through. High lunge, warrior 2, reverse the warrior. Windmill the arms forward, back leg steps up. Find your twist. Arms windmill back, find your arch, put the sweater on, grab the sun, take it to your heart, 2 breaths, find the squat on the left side, here we go, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, left side, we prep right, spin left, switch the feet, back leg travels front, cuts, double stag to the right side, back leg comes through. Yes, now we're starting to feel the flow of this. Warrior 2, reverse it, windmill step up, find your twist, step back, find your arch, sweater on, sun to chest. Ooh. Go ahead and pause the video, review section 3. We're going to come back, learn section 4, final section. Section 4, a little freestyle, and I'm going to start putting this in all of our yogances because we need to start exploring free movement. Now I'm going to tell you a story. I had a group of dancers that were super talented. They could learn all the choreography in the world, and we were in class and I said, okay, now we're going to freestyle. We're just going to move however we want to move. And the whole group went numb, literally numb. Everyone just completely terrified. We're talking about a group of dancers that know their bodies and move with them every single day. This is their profession. And even they were like, oh, you want me to move like me? What does that even mean? This is when I realized that free movement is necessary to explore. Just like life, we can't just be following everyone else's rules and opinions about us. We have to know who we are and where we stand, how we move through life. And the practice is an amazing place to practice exactly that, some self-love. So we're going to take this crisscross theme and play with free movement. The only rule is that it has to crisscross, it has to switch, it has to be unpredictable. There has to be twists and turns to this movement. Now don't worry, if you're already freaking out, like, oh, what am I going to do, where am I going to go? That's the wrong way to approach this. The best approach is just to live in every single moment and keep the crisscross theme in mind. The less you think, the more that will actually happen. Allow yourself to surprise you. So I'm going to kind of show you here what this could look like. So I'm just thinking crisscross. I'm letting my body move me however it wants. Maybe I just start to feel the crisscross shapes in my body. Very simple way. Maybe it's just in a really simple way. So already I'm starting to move. I'm going to keep my breath alive. I'm going to stay present. Crisscross. And don't feel like you have to rush either. And again, there can be transitional movements that take you into the next crisscross. Not everything has to encompass that. And I just play with shapes. And like here, when I get stuck, I kind of figure out where I can go next. I can go this way. Oh, and that kind of takes me this way. And this is section number 4. A freestyle of 10 to 20 breaths crisscrossing. Go ahead and pause and play. You can even play some music in the background to inspire your movement and have fun exploring. Come back and we'll put it all together. You're doing great. So let's take the whole Crisscross Yogance and put it together. Right and left side, a little slower on the first side, a little smoother on the next side, and then of course you'll do it on your own. So, right side, feet together. Let's take 2 breaths. 1, 2. The next inhale, we'll rise the arms up. Put the sweater on. Take it off. Sit in the chair, put on the right sock. Bring it all the way up high, extend it. Reach it back, find the balance. And then bring the hands to the floor. Circle. 3-legged down dog and left leg carries up. Circle. Left knee to nose. Cross it over the bottom leg. Sit it down and switcheroo with the legs. Vinyasa. Looking good. Take your time. Down dog. I'll meet you at the squat. Right over left. Roll back into butterfly. Roll back, plow into the squat. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Prep to the left, spin to the right. Handstand switcheroo. Get low. Right leg ramajams all the way around and cuts back. Double stag to the other side. Right leg carries. Steps through the hands. High lunge. Warrior 2. Reach forward and back. Reverse it. Windmill the arms as you step forward. Find your twist. Beautiful job. Reverse the arms, windmill them back. Take a little back bend of your choice. Slip on the suit. Grab the sun. Bring it to your chest. Crisscross freestyle for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to start finding the left side. Standing with the feet together. Coming back to center, 2 breaths. A little bit smoother this time all the way through. Putting the sweater on and off. Left sock. Carry it back and reach. 2 circles, moving a little faster. 3-legged down dog. Knee to nose. Cross it over. Turn it around. Switcheroo. Vinyasa. Let's take a breath in the down dog. Good. We're going to jump to the squat, left over the right. Roll it back into butterfly. Plow to the squat. 1, 2, 3. Prep to the right. Spin it. Switch the legs. Cross the back. Take a moment Find the double stag. Carry the back leg around. Right through to high lunge. Right through warrior two. Right to reverse warrior. Good. Windmill the arms forward. Find the twist. Windmill arms back. Find a back bend. Slip it on. Grab the sun to the chest. 5 for street freestyle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Finding your final position. 5. Woo! That's fun. This is where your class actually begins, because that's just the outline. Now you have to explore this movement. Oftentimes we think, oh, well, we did it. We did the class, that's over. But I can tell you from being a gymnast and a dancer and learning many choreographies in my life, it was only after I learned the choreography that I could start to really dig into it, find the little secrets about it and the details, and then put in my own unique vibe to it. So this is just the beginning. I'm going to give you a little inspiration, show you my version of it, and then you're going to show me yours. Go ahead and post it on Instagram, tag @Kuchira so I can see it. And of course, always, if you're inspired by this practice, please share it. Let's get other people involved. The more, the merrier. And thank you for joining me for the Crisscross Yogance. I really do love you guys, and I truly, 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 from the bottom of my heart, appreciate your support. One love, warriors.